The war in Gaza continues to burn, with thousands of lives lost and millions more watching from afar. The world has cried out. The streets have filled with protests. But one question lingers: where are the Gulf leaders? With immense oil wealth, political influence, and deep-rooted ties to both the West and the Palestinian cause, could countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar actually help bring this war to an end? Let's be clear. The Gulf Cooperation Council, or GCC, is no small player. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, and Bahrain control a massive share of the world's oil, hold strategic relationships with both the United States and Europe, and command influence across the Arab and Muslim world. More importantly, the Gulf has ties to both sides of the Gaza conflict. Qatar supports Hamas diplomatically and financially. The UAE has normalized relations with Israel. And Saudi Arabia? Still walking the tightrope. So, what can Gulf leaders realistically do to stop the war? Here are 5 bold actions they could take, today, to pressure for peace. First, they could apply diplomatic pressure. With access to Western leaders and influence over factions within Palestine, the Gulf could step in as mediators. They could host ceasefire talks, coordinate back-channel negotiations through Egypt or Jordan, and demand diplomatic accountability on all sides. Second, and most powerful, is oil. Saudi Arabia and the UAE could signal production cuts or economic shifts to pressure the West into action. This wouldn't be new. In the 1973 Arab-Israeli War, Gulf nations used oil as leverage. And it worked. Could it work again? Third, they could freeze all normalization efforts with Israel. Saudi Arabia was reportedly close to a deal before this war reignited. Walking away from normalization sends a clear signal. No peace with us while Gaza burns. Fourth, they could lead in humanitarian support. Qatar and the UAE have sent aid. But what if the Gulf launched a massive airlift? What if they forced open the Rafah crossing, or built humanitarian corridors backed by Arab alliances? That alone could save lives and shift world perception. Finally, the Gulf doesn't need to fight, but it can show strength. A joint Arab League summit, naval exercises near the Red Sea, or public drills in solidarity with Gaza. These symbolic moves could pressure Israel and alert the world. We are watching. But here's the real question. Why haven't they done more? The Gulf relies heavily on U.S. military support. Its economies are tightly tied to Western defense and energy markets. And within the region, there's division. Qatar and the UAE don't always agree. Above all, they fear escalation, with Iran, Yemen's Houthis, or even the US. Still, if the Gulf did unite, even symbolically, the world would feel it. Israel would face regional pressure. Western allies would be forced to reevaluate. And Palestinians in Gaza, caught in the middle, might finally feel backed by the Arab world. The Gulf has oil. The Gulf has power. And the Gulf has the global platform to speak. So the question is no longer can they act? It's will they? This is Tactical Unknowns, where military strategy meets geopolitical reality. Stay sharp. Stay curious. And we'll see you in the next operation.